What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. My name is Craig. We're going to be going over the markets. First, we're going to take a look at the DXY, then the 10-year yield, Dow Jones, S&P, NASDAQ, and of course, Bitcoin and XRP. I'm going to show you where I think they're going, so stick around for the whole video. Let's get a big view of this. And don't forget, guys, make sure you smash that thumbs out. It really helps the channel out. And leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what else you would like me to put in the videos, like any other charts you want to look at or anything. Let me know. Let's get into it. And here we are. This is the DXY. DXY, obviously, last couple days, pretty decent, or weeks, pretty decent dump here. This is the weekly chart, right? So it is starting to show, depending on where this closes, it is starting to show a possible hidden bearish divergence. And that means you would have a lower low in the RSI, a higher high up here. That would be a continuation of the upside, but we will keep a close eye on that. Right here is our trend line that we broke out to give us that 114 target. It's actually right here. So around 113.9, 114 is the breakout target, right? We came back down for a retest already and then our continuation up. But what we could be making the same thing here as I think is possible in the 10-year yield also, which would be a head and shoulders, right? And where would that target get us? If we break down past this 105.2 area, we'd be looking for somewhere around a retest of that bottom again. Let me put a target in there. So what would that mean for the markets? That would mean if this was to play out, that we probably have one more push up for the markets, and we're going to talk about those targets and where they're at. Let's take a look at the US 10-year yield. So our target for that is right up, is right up here around the, we have some pretty big targets up here. I'm expecting to see maybe 7% or even higher. Now, if you guys are familiar with what happened way back when in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, it was much higher. Also, interest rates were much higher. I still am under the belief, I know everybody thinks the interest rates are going to keep going down, which is a possibility, but I think they're going to probably pick back up in a big way. I think there's a lot happening that a lot of other people are not saying or not believing. But let's take a look at the 10-year yield. Same thing. This could be possibly a head and shoulders forming here. We'll keep a close eye on that. But if that was to happen, then, you know, we could come back down, retest this 200 EMA here, which is around 426. Now, again, that would mean probably one more push up for the stocks, right? So S&P, I have a target up here at around 63.43, possibly as high as the 1.272 fib, and that would be around 6,800. As of right now, though, we are getting rejected on this 1-to-1 fib extension, and all that is an extension from this low up to this high to this low, right? You put your fib extension on there. We're getting rejected at the 1-to-1 ratio right now. But again, if we get up above this, we did end up opening and closing today's candle above our old high close. So another thing to be aware of, guys, just be careful. If it does hold this high, then we're probably going to see these levels. But I think if we break back below this old high here, which is around 6,080, then we're probably going to have a continuation to the downside. Otherwise, let's take a look at NASDAQ. Same thing, getting rejected right here at this. Let me get that one out of the way. At the 1.272 fib right now. It has not made a new high yet, but if it was to make a new high and kind of mimic the S&P, what would that look like? That would get us somewhere around in here, 20,323. Now the 1.618 fib is the next one, around 21.2. We'll be keeping a close eye on that also. And Dow Jones, as you guys know, looking at it on the daily, I believe, and I still believe there's a good possibility this is an ending fifth wave diagonal, right? Now, if we zoom in here, we're going to go all the way back down into the 4-hour and look at what is going on here. And then we'll get into Bitcoin and, of course, XRP. So as of right now, we got back above this 0.786. And what I was talking about is if this is just a retrace here, obviously our next wave down is going to be bigger, somewhere down into the 40,000 range. But again, could this make a new all-time high as the same? And if so, like I said, it's key to keep an eye on the DXY and the 10-year yield right now, right? Let's put price label on. So right back up to here would be retesting this trend line from the rising wedge or ending fifth wave diagonal. And then we have this channel here, which gets us obviously much, much higher, right? To about that 45.9. So anyways, that's if we continue, the stock markets continue to go up and be bullish. But just remember, guys, when everyone's excited and everything's going good, it's probably time to get out of the markets. Don't mean you'll get out at the exact top, but it probably is a good time to get out. At least preserve some capital. Be very careful with what you're doing with your money, because when these markets do come down, I think it's going to be huge in a huge way. And it's kind of got everybody accustomed to a dip down and then a pop back up and a new high, so everyone feels safe. So no one's scared of the dips, and that's usually why people end up holding into a loss. Not saying it's going to happen, of course. None of this is financial advice, but this is a way you need to at least look at the markets, you know, in a safe route. So just wanted to get that out there. If you guys are interested in trading, as you guys know, PrimeXBT is a supporter of the channel. Definitely check it out. If you use my link down below, you can get up to a $7,000 bonus to use towards your margin, 25% off your trading fees. You can trade crypto, Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, everything all from one exchange, guys. Definitely check them out if you haven't. They also have a mock account that you can practice trading. So even if you're not going to, you know, trade yet, but you do want to start playing with it, just sign up. There's mock accounts on there, and you can trade on the free trading contests and actually win money. So without any risk of your own money. So get in there. If you're interested in checking it out, start an account. It's totally free, and then kind of play around and see how you do with trading. Get yourself a trade program, or, you know, just test your skills. All right. Oh, for those of you that want a no KYC or a no VPN required, I also have a link down there for BITUNIX. There's also a bonus on there. I believe if you deposit $100, they will put an extra $100 in your account for you. So yeah, it's another way to look at it. So this is what we had talked about yesterday, possible Wyckoff. If you didn't see that video, go back and watch it. I'm not going to go over all of that again. I do kind of want to get into where we're at now. So these are our big points, right? Between 92 and 115. If the 115 area breaks, I think we're going to go up into the 120, 125 area. If the 92 breaks, I'll say that's probably the top of the market, and this will become new resistance. But let's get into the smaller time frames here. So here's your targets that I was just talking about, right? Let's zoom in here. Take a look at this. So I was looking at this as a possible wedge or a, let me straighten this out a little bit. I'm going to thicken these lines up also so you can see them. All right, here we go. We popped out. Was this just a bull trap right here? That's what I'm kind of curious about right now. But if you look at the VRVP, there is a high volume node right here that we seem to be bouncing off of. Could this be put up here? Either way, this is what I'm looking for. If it does get back above that top trend line, I'll go off the break up here, and that would get us to somewhere around 116, 115, 116. So right around that area we've been watching for. I've told you that 115 is definitely still a possibility. Not guaranteed it's going to happen, but it's still a possibility. We need to keep an eye out. Now, on the other hand, if we break down below here, back below right here, there's a high volume node, and that matches up at the bottom of this trend line on the triangle. Would you get you about 104, 103.9? If you break past that, then we're looking to get back down to these areas here, which would be approximately, where we go, approximately 92,000, which matches up with the trend lines I was showing you here, guys. So all this stuff's kind of lining up, and that's going to be a very key area for to hold if this if this bull market is going to continue, right? That has got to hold if we even get down there to test it. But otherwise, like I said, we are in limbo right here between the 115 and 92. Whichever one of these breaks will determine a bigger move in the opposite direction, obviously. But yeah, right now this is what I'm looking at. And again, if we do get up 112,640 is your 3.618. 4.618 is around 128,586. That's if the 115 breaks. This is where I would expect you to get. Obviously, no guarantees. As of right now, if it can get back above this triangle, which is currently around 106.2, if it gets back above that 106.2 and holds on this trend line right here, we could be looking at that 112 to 115 next. So keep an eye on that. Might be a good place to put in a long. And if we come down again and break that, I'd say to be safe, break 102, 102.5. You break that area, most likely, you can start looking for that 92. XRP. So this is on the daily. As you guys know, my targets have not changed here. We almost tagged this. Could this be it? It's a possibility. Keep a close eye on these EMAs. Right now, that EMA is being support at 310. Take a measured move of the breakout of this triangle right here. That gets us up to that 348. Still a good possibility we hit that. Unless, I say if we break this 290 or 279, we're most likely going to come back down somewhere in this area and retest this low around $2. If that breaks, obviously much, much lower to come. Now, here's a couple more ways to look at these measured moves here, right? So we could look at this as a giant bull flag that broke out here, right? And that would be a target of $4.71. And then, of course, we have the one we've talked about forever. Looking at this as a giant falling wedge. You take a measured move of that to where it broke out, and that gets you to that 391 range. So these are your highest areas that I see it getting. If I was playing an XRP, which I'm not, and it hit this 348, I would definitely take some profits. 391, definitely take some more. And 471, consider getting out. Just my thoughts, don't have to be yours. Telling you guys what I'm seeing. Nobody's 100% correct in the markets all the time. What matters if you are making money. And again, guys, I'm going to start those members only. I'll do some live trading on there and kind of show you guys my technique of how to do it with stop losses and how I move my stop losses. So you can learn that money management is key, right? You can make 100 trades. You can lose 80 of them and still be profitable if you're doing it correctly. Again, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget, I have a free Discord down in the bottom. Also, you can join that. I'm going to start being more active. Like I said, I'm getting back into it this year, slowly but surely, but I'm trying to get all back in. So anyways, thanks again. Don't forget, smash that thumbs up, leave your comments, all that good stuff. Take it easy, guys. I'll catch you.